How's everybody going? It's Armor Studio NYC back with another short video today as we paint the Tamiya Churchill. For this paint job, we're going to be using our Iwata Eclipse HPCS. It's one of my favorite airbrushes. I absolutely adore it. Maybe I'll do a review video on it, who knows. For priming, we're going to be doing Mr. Finishing Surfacer 1500 Black. It's my absolute favorite. I don't think I'll really try another one just because I love the way it goes down. We're going to be also doing the accessories. There's not many accessories, but we will be getting to those as well. As you can tell with our tank here, the plastic is a little imperfect. You do have like some swirls, scratches. So we're just going to put that all together with the primer, starting with these accessories, starting with the tank that we have here, or the gas tank, I should say. You're just going to give it light, thin coats of this primer. You don't want to go too heavy. It does have a tendency to pool up, so you don't want to do that. Light, thin coats, and you'll be good to go. Moving on to the tracks here. Now with the tracks, there's obviously a lot more nooks, so you really have to kind of be careful. You kind of don't want the plastic looking low definition or soft, which if you add too much primer can absolutely happen. And as we do our tank, we're just going to spray as if we were spraying a base coat here. The black primer is going to get into all those shadowy areas, so that way we don't have to worry about it when we base coat, having to get into every spot. And this is pretty much what you get. Nice satin finish, everything black, everything uniform, and just ready for a nice layer of paint. But first, to do the sandbags, we're going to do some flat white. Not sandbags, tarps. And with tarps, they're going to be placed on the tank, so we're going to want to paint the white from the direction of, let's say, the sun to create artificial shadow and artificial highlight. We're going to do dark gray for the base color of the gas tank here. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but model the part. So you're going to want to create maybe like a marble pattern when you're painting this, just so that way it gives it a nice like faded metal look and it's not so uniform and perfect, because things oxidize, things wear, things fade, and it's not always the perfect amount every single time. Just put some finishing touches, and this is what you should be getting. As you could tell, you have some faded paint on there. Looks a little bit more realistic than if you just slap a whole coat of paint on there and make it look very uniform. For the track color, we're going to use Mr. Color Hull Red. I don't really know why I use this color. I believe it's probably because I ran out of dark gray somewhere along the line. But this color does very good. I know it looks very bright, I know it looks very red, but when it dries to this like oxidized rusty color. And that's pretty much what we want, because these spare tracks are going to be on the tank and they're not going to be utilized. So they're going to be subjected to weather and all types of other elements. We're going to use dark green for the base coat. As you can tell, I already got started, but pretty much just business as usual. You're just going to paint it very lightly, not too heavy. You don't want to pool the paint. It's better to kind of like underpaint than overpaint, really. For the exhaust portion, or matter, it's more of a heat pipe, but we're going to have to mask the tank because we don't want to get the color that we're going to lay this down in, which is dark gray. We don't want to get it on the tank. So just to protect some of our paint work, we're just going to mask it very quickly. And again with this, just like everything else, light coats. That is the most important part of painting your models, especially with an airbrush. You want to do light coats. So I gloss varnished it. I didn't video it because there's a lot of overspray. I'm trying to protect my camera here, but we do have this series of rust color paints that we are going to rust out this heat pipe with. And you just want to take the individual colors and just dab it, not like the dance move, but you want to dab it on there. Again, it looks very bright, but it will dry very rusty with a lot of pigments. It's one of my favorite lines of rusty paint, and I don't really see a need to go much further. These are acrylic, so you can thin them down with water and you can wet blend them to make them look really good. But guys, that's all the time I really have for you today. Join again next week when we completely destroy everything we've done to this model with textured paint. It's going to be very, very messy. I hope you guys can make it because it's going to be a lot of fun. Have a good one, and thanks for tuning in.